has the power to be used for
Jungle.
social development, right?
Jungle has the power to heal a lot of the social ills in my country.
Right.
Crime and all that rest of stuff, particularly crime, because if you're in the community and being there consistently, I'm not talking about one fair or one little party with back to school and then you're out and you come back next year. I'm talking about consistently. Take a lot of sacrifice, but that's God's work. God will reward you. You might not see it coming from nowhere, but He makes way for you. But when you start to get to the point where you actually in there, and people and the young people, because everyone has a heart, love. Everybody wants to be loved. Even the bad boys who commit the crime. Believe it or not, they're looking for someone to love them. The person who sitting over them and say, "Go teach that guy, yo," or "Go kill that one." That person had to show them love first to get in their head. So that's what you got to do. You got to be able to get over there and show whereby, hey, company is something that can help with that as well. And I said,
So if that's the message of the think tank, what do you think is the best way to get that message out into the community as a jungle person?
just get out there physically. You got to get out there. I think a lot of discussion should be whereby you probably, for example, go to being town and just how to set in here. Just like how to set in here with a circle and you're sitting around here. You can imagine this circle of you find folks sitting down on the bean in Grandstand Park and everybody passing. What are they doing? Circular around in the mind. They're thinking about how can we get better. They're going to eavesdrop and they're going to want to know what it is. And then they're going to be drawn into it. But you got to be able to get out there and see it. Get out there and see it, because believe it or not, then you start to see some successes that you did not mind ever. And I mean, I believe in waiting and things takes time. I also believe in the superseding of things. Believe that if you could that God in it and you touch it, it could, yeah.
Preach!
I believe it. I'm not a preacher.
No, you're preaching.
You off of it.
Yeah, man. I know a preacher when I hear one. That's a preacher right there. Shut up!
What language is that?
I've seen and still see to this day good men, good women who mean well, talking about making sacrifices. If they want to see the thing done properly, they probably like, we can't sleep at night because they're thinking about the next better thing to help people to get better. The same people persecuting them, and if you give them a hatchet or a knife, they'd be in the dark alley, they'll take you over. I'm seeing this. And I'm beginning to, yes. And I'm beginning to think now, is this what I really want? I need to hurry up, move and Exuma. I'm looking at my property now. I want to go move to Exuma and probably buy a boat and sell some fish and come to Nassau. Because I see this thing, and it concerns me. And the reason why I'm still a part of Jungle, not because I can't do nothing else. I can do all sorts of things. I've made a lot of sacrifices, personally, because I love it. Now I have to make it pay for good now.
Yes.
So people who say, this is never no good for you. I know, you stay around the Jungle thing. And they can see, boy, I see why you stay around the Jungle thing. So
you want to get them involved?
Yeah, of course, get it. Listen to me. Even now, and I'll go on pro group now. Even now in my organization, I take the time, I make the sacrifices. What we do now is every Tuesday, now we're on a break, we have what we call our session practice. I probably will get question as to why I mentioned this, but anyway, we have session practice and I use it in my own discipline to really make it more attractive to the younger generation that come in. And even some of the older persons who come around too.
So you become a mentor?
Yeah, you have to be a mentor. Nobody wants to take the time out to mentor and help the next one. Now they'll tell you, you're doing it wrong. But they would take the time out and make a sacrifice to teach you how to do it right.
See, from a business model standpoint, I look at it, you look at the different market segmentation, to define the scope of your opportunities. You look at the domestic market, you visit the market as tourists coming here. You look at your global market, which is where they come from, as well as people who have never heard of them come here. And you also look at your electoral media market, your e-market. And those combined form an incredible potential because we have one of the lowest visitor spends in this region. By visitor spend, that's how much money the visitors spend here. And in targeting whatever it is, whatever your idea was, the conclave, the conclave, however you do it, and with the support of the think tank, in its ultimate form as a fully organized entity when that happens, the process of supply to meet the demand that is either there or that is created for the product, and the reliability of supplying that product to your market is really what deals with your question of sustainability. Just an aside, as a point of irony, a group of persons for different reasons were looking at the conch shells. And the amazing thing is we have something in Bobus called the helmet conch shell. It's a pretty conch shell that people buy if it has no holes in it.
Helmet.
Yeah. And these shells are in demand. They sell like $5 to $25 depending on condition. In bulk. I myself didn't know people would be there to buy so many of those. And so a lot of people in different islands wanted to bring it. To get these shells, like the queen conch, helmet shells, and fashion them into musical instruments, and put some shellac or something on it, it's an incredible instrument to put into a market that people would be curious about, especially if we flooded. You see, my view on visitors to the Bahamas is the first thing they should do when they get here is experience jungle. I believe everything they do while they're here should be a part of the jungle experience. And the last thing they see when they leave it should be a jungle experience. Now all of these three areas are markets where you have product. When someone is coming and I want them to see and get my product on arrival. When they're here, whatever they do, they get a piece of jungle. And when they leave, the keepsake to take with them is your farewell gift that you take with you when you're going back. That's a hell of a market. I think 1.4 million people come for long-term stay in hotels, etc. You have about 200,000-300,000 come on boats that tie up forever, different marinas. And you have over 4 million people that come in here by cruise ships. There is a hell of a market in this country. The temptation for, I call it unfair competition, to come in like, let's go buy some Chinese, Cuban, African souvenirs, and just chuck it off, has to be overcome by behaving products, quality, that can compete. Business incubation is naturally a key component because for too long, the outreach to the typical baby, especially the young blue, has not been, let's do this for profit, let's make it. It's been, let's just do this and everybody keep their hands on what happened next. So the question of what happened next has to be addressed. It has to be addressed that what happens next. Take the skill you have, the love you have, and the passion you have to create a product. That's what she was saying. Create a product. Once you create a product, and you're prepared to make that product consistently the best of your ability, and consistently seek to get enough of it to sustain the market, because God help you if it takes off, you grow.